Being amongst the rich and affluent comes with its fair share of cons, with one of them being a high chance of being kidnapped and murdered. This is exactly why you will see millionaires and billionaires always surrounded by bodyguards with guns and, of course, bulletproof vehicles. Hello folks, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll show you some of the most heavily guarded CEOs in the world. Since most of us use Google on a regular basis, let's take a look at the amount of security that CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, has on a daily and yearly basis. Sundar Pichai is one of the most friendly CEOs out there who has contributed quite a lot to the company ever since he joined it almost 2 decades ago. In fact, losing him is like losing the biggest asset that the company has. So in order to ensure his safety, the company has done everything to keep him safe. Not so long ago, the YouTube headquarters at San Bruno witnessed a rather distressing situation that forced Google to think about increasing their security, which they ended up doing. In 2018, a female shooter entered the YouTube headquarters and opened fire on the employees who were working there. During the shooting, 3 of the employees were injured and the shooter shot herself after open firing. In 2017, the amount of money that Google spent on security was just $680,000, and the following year after the incident, they increased the security to a whopping $1.2 million. As per the latest reports, Google is spending a whopping $4.3 million on Sundar's security as of now. This covers the cost of his security guards, security equipment, and also the various security personnel and equipment that is installed at his personal residence. Another tech mogul that spends a lot of money on security is the CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. In 2018, Jeff Bezos' phone was hacked and it caused quite a lot of trouble for him as well as his marriage. Due to this reason, he asked his personal security to go to any lengths to find out who was the cause of the situation. Gavin de Becker, an American author and security specialist, was on this case and he spoke about his experience to the Daily Beast. This fiasco was quite public and involved Bezos' private messages with former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez, leaked to the National Enquirer. In 2020, Saudi Arabia was held as a suspect in this leak. If you're wondering why Saudi Arabia would do such a thing, well, Saudi Arabia was not very happy with what the Washington Post wrote about their journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, and many believe that it was an act of revenge. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is one person the world does not mess with, and such a leak done on his orders is not something that would surprise anyone. So ever since that happened, Bezos has been spending millions on security. If we are to be precise, he spends $1.6 million per annum. This has been a steady amount of money that he spends on his security, and this covers up a lot of things. The US Security and Exchange Commission has even stated that the budget for security that Bezos has is one of the biggest out there. Apart from having personal security guards, Bezos has bulletproof panels in his office. The fiberglass panels are 1.5 inches in thickness and are said to survive military assault rifle bullets. This means that in the case of an explosion, the office will manage to sustain itself and keep the people inside it safe. The renovation of the space itself cost him $180,000. The premises of his offices do not have just a few security guards, but hundreds of guards that are positioned at different places in the vicinity. Another great CEO who has quite a few haters is Donald Trump. Apart from being the former president of the United States of America, he also happens to be the CEO of the Trump Organization. The man runs a group of companies, which increases the number of competitors. This in turn increases the number of potential rivals and threats that he receives. Trump is said to spend a total of $3 million in security, and we're going to break down how he spends this $3 million. $500,000 of Trump's money goes towards having a secure flight, rail travel, and car rentals. If you're wondering why he has such a huge budget for secure travel, well, he travels a lot between his residence in New Jersey and Florida, due to which this is mandatory. Apart from that, he spends around $788,286 on hotels. In addition to this, his famous Mar-a-Lago club in Florida has a separate $400,000 allocated towards it for security purposes. Apart from this, a certain amount of the security budget goes towards paying off the wages of the security guards. Speaking of security guards, Trump is surrounded by security guards 24/7. This means that he has guards when he's in meetings, during meals, and even while he's on vacation trips. The most recent security expense that he indulged in was hiring 6 extra Secret Services to keep his children safe. This he added along with 3 officials. This cost him a total of $1.7 million. In fact, it is safe enough to say that $3 million that he spends on his security budget is nothing compared to his $3 billion net worth and is an expense that's worth it. Now we have another tech mogul here who over the past few years has gotten into a lot of trouble with the law, due to which security is absolutely necessary for him. Yes, we're indeed talking about the CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. In 2018, there was a lawsuit filed against Mark Zuckerberg stating that he oversaw a certain set of discussions that allowed Cambridge Analytica, a Trump-aligned consultancy firm, to improperly gain access to the personal information of millions of Facebook users. Ever since then, he and his company have gained a lot of haters and have even tried to salvage the reputation of the company by changing its name to Meta. Mark has been and still is a huge asset to the company, and without him, a lot of things could go wrong. So as to ensure that everything goes right, they have kept Mark under extremely high security, which is said to have cost around $25.2 million. One of his safety measures includes using private jets and private travel, which is not only for him but also for his family. But due to the pandemic, his travel cost went down and he had to spend only $23 million on security, as he did not have to use as many private jets. In fact, Mark's latest report has stated that he spends around $1.6 million just on secure aviation. Just like most CEOs, he has bodyguards surrounding him 24/7. In fact, he was once photographed in Berlin a few years ago where he was accompanied by a set of bodyguards, trusted individuals from his company who kept jogging behind him while keeping an eye on him and his surroundings. The security program that he has does not only include hiring bodyguards, but involves risk assessment, conducting background checks, and much more. He also has a bullet-resistant office space, which also comes with a panic button. As of last year, the SEC stated that Mark Zuckerberg had spent $15.1 million in security. $10 million was spent on safeguarding his family with security, and this value was calculated pre-tax. Next up, we have Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle Corporation. Larry is one tech mogul who is known to trash talk his opponents and speak out facts without worrying about the criticism that he garners. This has caused him to gain quite a few threats over the years. He has stated that the security that Oracle provides is superior to that of Google's, Amazon's, and Microsoft's cloud security. In his defense, Gartner, through a report, stated that Oracle Cloud is ahead of Google Cloud in terms of the features that they provide, but still has a lot to do to beat Amazon and Microsoft's cloud services. Larry is also known to have controversial views on cloud security, due to which other tech rivals are constantly ticked off. It is a well-known fact that sometimes our views on something forces us to double up on our security, and Larry did just that. He spends a whopping $2.2 million on security on a yearly basis, and this covers up securing his beautiful mansion in California. He also has his devices highly secured, as hacking into his device is something his rivals would love to do. His home security system is quite exquisite. All of the equipment to keep him safe, as well as the installation and maintenance of this equipment, is a personal expense he spends regularly. However, the employees that work in monitoring him are paid a wage that's included as a part of the company expense. Larry is worth around $100 billion, and him having all the security to keep him safe is totally worth it. With that last piece of information, we've reached the end of today's video. Hope you liked our video. Please subscribe to our channel and remember to hit the like button, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we release a new video. And share the video as far as possible, because the more you know, the more you grow. Goodbye.